$500K, you could buy a really nice watch.
You could buy a very nice watch with $500K. I would hope you punch me in the face though if I buy a watch with those
Not
things.
What's up guys and welcome. You're watching Fazi Fitness. Multiple top men's open bodybuilders made the decision after this year's Arnold Classic, when Arnold Schwarzenegger announced that the prize money for next year's show will be a whopping $500,000. And as of right now, that is more than $100K what the men's open winner gets at the Olympia. So the former Mr Olympia and the current Arnold Classic champion Hadi Choopan announced it right there and then that he's gonna be back next year. So a couple of weeks after the Arnold, Nick Walker also revealed that even if he wins the Olympia this year, he's going for that Arnold Classic title and for that big payday.
If you win the Olympia, you wouldn't do the Arnold again, would you?
Absolutely.
Oh, you would?
500K says otherwise. As soon as he said that, I looked at Matt and I said, "We ready?" And he said, "Let's do it."
I am definitely sure that Samson Dauda is gonna also be there next year, and most probably Andrew Jack will also be there next year. And there is a very high likelihood that we are gonna see Derek Lunsford at the Arnold Classic stage next year as well. Well, these are the possibilities, but guess who is the next men's open star who has just committed to doing the Arnold Classic 2025? That is Hunter Labrada, the son of the legend Lee Labrada. So Hunter was on the latest episode of Cutler Cast, and I have never seen Hunter open up about his life, his bodybuilding career like this before. So you guys should definitely check that interview out.
Anyone in their right mind wouldn't ask for an invite to that contest.
I'm pretty sure if you ask, I think you got a good chance of getting.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, is that on your bucket list? I mean, I have three.
No, absolutely. At this point, I think it's borderline weird that I haven't done an Arnold, with my past placings and stuff. And the only thing that's come down to is just the timeline on it, because every single year I've had to qualify before the Olympia and do the Olympia. So by the time we finish with the Olympia, I've been running and gunning for 24 to 30 weeks, and then...
So Hunter Labrada has been as high as top 4 at the Olympia level. That was back in 2021. And even though his physique has improved so much since that time, even though he is a much more complete bodybuilder now, but his blessings on the other hand has gone down at the Olympia level. And the reason is that the level of competition, especially in those top 6 spots, that has just gone way up in the last couple of years. But this year, there is a huge momentum shift with Hunter Labrada. His off-season condition looks sensational, and he is looking big as a house right now. This is the biggest he has ever been, and also the leanest he has ever been at this heavy of a weight. So the digestive issue that Hunter was facing up until last year, that has now been resolved. So he continues to push harder, and do not be surprised if he touches 300 pounds mark while maintaining this same condition. So Hunter Labrada is also going for that big payday at the Arnold. But that being said, sooner or later the Olympia promoters will have to announce what extra are they going to offer the winner of this competition. And also not just the winner, also the other guys as well. So as of right now, the Arnold 2025 remains to be the biggest show on the planet, especially in terms of the prize money. Not only are they giving $500,000 to the winner, Arnold is giving a free live stream to a very big audience. And that same audience had to pay $70+ last year to get the Olympia stream. So the Arnold 2025 potential competitors list continue to grow, and it is really exciting. When we talk about having the great genetics for bodybuilding, especially the men's open bodybuilding, it's not only in perspective of having a great shape and flow, having just good aesthetics. Some people have this ability to put on lean muscle tissue faster than anyone, faster than their competition. But they just do not have the best shape in that era. The legendary Dorian Yates is a perfect example of that. He never had the best shape, but his ability to put on muscle was second to none. Now some people also have great shape, great flow, plus they have the craziest muscle bellies as well. But they do not have that super thin skin, so they never appear insanely conditioned on the stage. Lionel Bayeki is a perfect example of that. He had all the potential in the world. He was probably one of the most talented guys in the last couple of decades. But he was never conditioned enough. And in the current times, we have a guy like Samson Dauda, who kind of falls in that same category. He can bring the conditioning, but his skin isn't as thin as some of the other competitors. But we also saw a glimpse of his potential at this year's Arnold Classic UK, that if he suffers enough, if he's willing to come down in weight, we might see better conditioning on this guy in the future. And the reason I am talking about this topic is because of the latest update of Tonio Burton, and him having that see-through skin front to back. That is absolutely nuts. The man is looking shredded out of his mind and just a few days out of the show. And this is gonna be his first show of the year. So in an ideal scenario, we would all want to see Tonio Burton have more mass on his chest. But let's not forget, he has qualified for the Olympia for the past 2 years. And he has placed as high as top 8 in the world. And he had that same chest even back then. And I have to say he is looking a bit improved now in that department. And I'm sure he will be 100% a few pounds heavier than the Olympia 2023. And if he's unable to win this show, he will probably get the feedback that he needs to add more size. But isn't making things any easier for Rafael Brandao. Rafael Brandao needs to bring his A game to be able to win this title. Because if he doesn't come in at his 100%, he's gonna leave the door open. And there is a high chance that Tonio Burton is gonna take that door. And I just have to say Tonio Burton is definitely a second coming of the Blade Dexter Jackson. I just wish William Martin's front was as good as his sides. That man's side leg and the detail that he showcases when he is truly peeled is absolutely unbelievable. Like it or not, William Martins is gonna be the heaviest guy on the Arnold Brazil stage. And he is gonna outweigh everyone including Rafael Brandao by a lot. But the problem is he had a really wide waist. And the only thing that can help him hide that is a vacuum. And even a vacuum can only do that up to a certain extent. It cannot hide the flaw all the way. But this is a new year for William Martins, as well as a new coach for him this time. And just because he wasn't in shape at the Legend Sports 2023, we weren't able to see how much muscle did he actually pack on when he went up to 340 pounds in the offseason. He was the heaviest guy after Samson Dauda that year. So Arnold Classic Brazil is gonna be his first show of the season. And hopefully his new coach can peak him 100% this time. And hopefully these guys are gonna have a backup plan. Because let's just face it, he isn't winning the Arnold Brazil. Ramon Dino isn't gonna have a 10 weeks prep for the Olympia in October. Guess what? The former Arnold Classic champion is back in the gym, training hard, and that loss in Ohio did nothing but motivate him more than ever. One of the biggest reasons Ramon was unable to win the Arnold Classic is that he lacked the density here compared to what we saw from him at the Olympia 2023 stage, where he was able to give Chris Bumstead, the king of classic physique, a very serious run for his money. Even Chris Bumstead himself admitted that it is getting closer and closer between him and Ramon. So I think Ramon underestimated the competition at the Arnold Classic, and he did only a 6 weeks prep, and he lost the title by just 1 point. And don't forget, Ramon Dino was still so good that so many people had him winning the title based on his physique at the night show. He improved a lot at the night show compared to the prejudging. So you guys can see he's training with the 7x 212 Olympia champion, Flex Lewis, who is very well respected in the bodybuilding industry. So that loss is going to motivate Ramon Dino to come back harder than ever, to come back stronger than ever. His only problem is that the struggle he has to go through to make the weight cutoff. He is over 250 pounds in his recent updates, and he looks pretty damn lean right now. So we know Chris Bumstead is still in a league of his own. But the fans are gonna be really thrilled to see the rematch between Wesley Bezos and Ramon Dino, especially when Ramon Dino is at his all-time best. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.